Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the Kawneer 128519. This is what would be called a mounting bolt. This would be for what would be a surface concealed sort of mount. They call it a stud single handle classic pull. So for their classic pulls, where there is a single stud handle, so the handle would be prepped for this bolt, this is what you're looking at. So when it comes to mounting push bars and pull handles to doors, you can use different mounting approaches. You can through bolt it through the door. You can back-to-back mount them. You can surface conceal it like this. Type of bolt would be used for a surface concealed, meaning a couple of things. You don't want a through bolt going through the door because you don't want to see that bolt head on the opposite side of the door. It could also mean you can't through bolt it through the door because you have hardware that would otherwise conflict with where you need to place this bolt. Okay, so let's talk about this, and let's talk about where it's used. Let's do that now. If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video. So this will certainly be surface concealed for one of the two reasons just mentioned earlier. And it's very typical and common to have concealed bolts because you don't want to see the heads of fasteners on the opposite side of the door. So what happens is in the pull handle, and you can also surface conceal push bars. You can surface conceal any, tubular shaped door handle hardware that you wish to. There's not only different bolt types, through bolt, surface concealed, back-to-back, spanner, but there's also different diameters as well. So this is where you're not going to want to see any of the evidence of how it is installed. As I was about to say, the handle itself, whether it be a push or a pull handle, a push bar or a pull handle, will have a hole drilled in the back of the 1 inch or whatever diameter the bar is, and then it will have a counter bore that is tapped and will have a set screw. That set screw is going to nest right into this recessed area here. They call that a cone head bolt. I suppose if you use your imagination, you can see why. It appears to be a number 3 Phillips. That is certainly a 1/4-20 thread, not only evidenced by the description of the item, but this 1/4-20 die that I have threaded to the end of it. And let me give you a couple of other dimensions that may be of use. The length of the machine bolt itself, the threaded component, is 1/2 inch, so just heavy on 0.5. Then the length of from the shoulder to the edge of the bolt head itself, 0.656. So just heavy on 5/8. The outside diameter of that bolt head is 0.493. 0.493. And the shoulder itself, we will skip measuring that. The point of providing those dimensions is so that it will help you determine whether or not this is the correct item. A couple more dimensions, actually. The diameter of where the set screw would set or seat into, 0.252, 0.252, and then the width of that area, just giving it a reasonable approximation, 0.165. The width of that flattened area. So if you're looking for a bolt, you're not sure if this is the one, hopefully those dimensional properties will assist in helping you determine whether or not it is. Let's switch now to the screen view and let's take a closer look at the supporting information. If you've not hit subscribe yet, we would very much appreciate if you did, and hopefully you're enjoying this video. Now let's get back to it. Here's the item that we're looking at. Not a lot to show from the manufacturer's catalog. Let's take a look at some photographs that we have linked to down below. That's the actual item. That's the 0.16 dimension in here. And let's take a look. Doesn't tell us much about this. 1/4-20, 0.688, that's going to be the length of the bolt itself. There is a link to the service parts catalog. Before we open that, let's copy our 128519 part number. then do a find function on the keyboard for it. This will dump you into the service catalog where you will find all of the bolts available from Kawneer. A couple of pages, 3 pages in fact, of different bolt types. We sure endeavor to stock these. We will certainly stock them when they are common. This 128519 is a common enough bolt that we will keep that on hand. Now, why would you be buying this bolt? Well, because someone destroyed the original. And what happens is you'll have very high frequency use doors, and usually compounded by the fact that they are abuse applications as well. Restaurants and hotels and nightclubs, bars, things of that nature. Not necessarily abuse, but where there is a possibility for abusive use. And you will certainly find quarter 20 to be a bolt that's going to break. This is probably just a very low-grade bolt. Bolts are graded, probably from grade, I don't know the lowest grade, but they go up to, I believe, grade 9, and that has a reference in terms of shear strength, tensile strength, things of that nature. And this is just very mild steel, so the stuff does bend, does crack, does break. And that's why people buy these. Now, the concern about buying a new quarter 20, if it's just snapped and you can remove the broken part without damaging the threads that are tapped in the door, then I would suggest replacing it. And when you do replace it, I would suggest thread lock as well. I would always use thread lock on this material. But if you've damaged the threads, I think there's a bigger problem there. You might want to go to a riv nut installation where this will collapse down onto the thickness of the door, let's say aluminum storefront, because the threads might be damaged. Or it might be so damaged that you literally need to go to a larger diameter bolt and then re-drill and tap the hole that's in the door. The issue is you'll find that there are times when that's not an option. So I don't see a mounting stud like this in 5/16 18 from Kawneer. That's the issue. Or a 3/8. So depending on how bad the damage is, you might need to change the pull handle altogether, or you might need to use a through bolt, and then in that case you would need a cone head union, which they don't sell, but we can supply those to you. The pull handles that they refer to are on a preceding page that are here, and you can review all that at your leisure. There's a link below this video, as seen here, to the manufacturer's page on our site where you can pull up not only all the Kawneer products that we sell by means of this horizontal navigation here, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, that service parts catalog, but prior versions of it as well. It looks like I've got one that's almost 20 years old at this point. Occasionally you'll be looking for a part that is not in the service parts catalog. Look at an older version. You might be able to identify it. At least know that what you're looking for existed by this manufacturer, but it's been discontinued, likely. Let's wrap up this video on camera. If you've made it this far into this video, you must be determined to see it through to the end, and we appreciate your hanging in there with us and watching this entire video. It means a lot. It takes a lot of work to create these videos in the sense that, you know, it's time taken away from doing other things. However, the advantage for me personally of creating these videos is the fact that it does allow myself to either learn about something new, to reacquaint myself with something, or to reinforce what I believe that I already know. Any comments that you might leave down below would be greatly appreciated. Thank you. In conclusion, if you have any questions on the Kawneer part number 128519 mounting stud, please feel free to reach out to us. They are sold and priced as each. This client happened to buy 7, kind of an unusual quantity for pull handles, but probably an extra one. It would be the logic there somewhere. Priced and sold per each. I am very appreciative of my relationship with Kawneer because they are exceptional when it comes to answering technical questions. There will be a bolt that a client will email me a photograph of, and I don't know which one it is because the service catalog isn't extremely detailed, but the folks over there know, and they're able to respond with great levels of detail, being able to tell me exactly what it is we're working with and know exactly what part number that we should be buying. Any questions on the 128519 mounting stud or any other Kawneer product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you. Again, thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up, please subscribe, and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.